All right, everybody. Welcome to League Bound. Cameron and I had an amazing luxury this weekend. We got to see the Nike EYBL Session 3 in Kansas City. And we got to go in person. And I think getting to watch grassroots basketball and seeing like some of the top players, not necessarily for the 2026 draft class, but 2027 and 2028 and beyond, it's a real blessing to kind of see them in the early stages of their development and kind of see how they'll grow their games and change from this point forward. But I think for this specific video, we're gonna kind of chop these up into segments. We're gonna focus on like some of the top guys that we saw. Um, but like Beckham Black, he was the guy that I think Cameron and I both kind of walked away with feeling like, okay, like he just kind of does basketball on a different level. So that's who we're gonna focus on for this first video of the EYBL segment. Cameron, just dive in. How did you feel about watching Beckham?
He's like the perfect example of why like you want to go see games in person. Cause like to me, like he's a kid I like. Like I've like watched some of the highlights. I've seen some like the videos on YouTube. Like I've even gotten a chance to like see some of his like full game tapes. On through like Instat and just like my job at Huddle, I get access to certain things. So I've gotten a chance to see him a good amount. He stands out on tape, but just how good he is doesn't come across necessarily, I would say, the best on tape. Seeing him in person kind of really highlighted to me how good of a player this kid is. And to me, he's the best American high school player in this class. I know there's I think his name is like Joaquin Bonje, I think his name is. I don't want to, so I'll just butcher that kid's name, but it's fine. I think he's probably like in serious contention for like the best player just overall that'll be drafted with this group. Beckham is like right there though. Like Beckham was the best player I saw this weekend. He just controls the game, man. He was everything for that AB Elite team. He really controls the pace of the game. He has a really like different type of handle. Like he has like his own bop to it, and he has like a really vicious like cross. Like it's like kind of like Dame Lillard's push cross a little bit. It's like it's very very like fast, and it gets people all the time. Like I don't know, this kid was just top to bottom. He from the vision to the shot creation to the like how he can score with like very little space. Like he was impressive top to bottom. I'm like as a scout, I lean towards guards, and like I've had like if I'm sure longtime viewers of the show will know like I had like Rob Dillingham at one for like a long time in that class. Like I'm a real guard guy. Like I really like guards. With all that being said, Beckham is probably one of my favorite guards in the last few years. Like I think he might be my favorite guard.
Yeah,
When it's all said and done, I think he has a real chance of being like my favorite guard in the last few years.
yeah. I think like I don't want to compare him to his brother Anthony because like obviously he's in the NBA and like they were a little bit different prospects, but like even then Anthony, I feel like he was kind of seen as like a highly regarded prospect. Wasn't gonna go number one by any means, but obviously ended up being like a top 10
Went
pick.
top 10, yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't have the size, but I feel like he has everything else that you would kind of want. Like he's definitely a better shot maker. Like I think in the EYBL he's shooting near 40%. I want to say last I looked, but that was before this morning's games. But yeah, like he just kind of has it all together. And like even I know I said he doesn't have the size, but it's not like he's a small guard. Like he has the long arms. I think you were saying that before. Um, Stocky build. He's athletic. Like he can just do everything, and like he has the feel that his brother has as well. So that's I think him just having all that is what it's kind of like. Oh, like okay, even if you don't think he's the best player in this class, I feel like you look at some of the other guys, like I feel like he definitely just has more of the processing right now because and we'll kind of dive into some of them in like some of the other videos that we'll do, but just watching them and watching how they look compared to Beckham, it feels like they definitely have promising skill sets and like they have good physical attributes, but they still need to put some things together. It feels like Beckham right now, he has a solid, physical profile, but he also just thinks the game on another level. Especially because the game we were watching, it was against Anderson Diaz, who's um another top guard in this class. And that's not to put down Anderson by any means, but like when you're watching that game, you just kind of see the things that he does a little bit differently and puts him on another. You were saying that literally as we were watching the game.
Yeah, there's a definite tier difference. Like, so that was, I want to say that was like the second game we watched together. We watched like the end of like a United game before that. I got there like halftime, but my first full game this weekend, we watched him face off against Diaz. Highly anticipated matchup, both top like 20 to 30 players, depending on where certain sites have Diaz. But there was just like such a clear difference. It was really like watching like a pro kind of get dropped into like the high school game. Like it was like watching a pro play like a really good, like higher 4-star, lower 5-star player. He struggled the first half. Like actually was kind of bad. He didn't score a lot. He had a bunch of turnovers. Some of them I would argue is like kind of like a sign of his processing. Like he would see things before they would be there. And one of like the most impressive things about Beckham is how fast he goes from see it to do it. Like it's like, it almost is like simultaneous. Like he sees the read, he does it. I know they're in like the second half. We both looked at each other. He like got like a loose ball near the sideline. He tracked it down, like had to stay on balance, turned his head and just rocketed the ball before he even saw if his big man was open, if he was going to be. He just knew that's where that guy should be. I saw him take off running. He should be open. This is about where he should be. And if the guy doesn't stop running, the pass probably hits him in his hands right on the other bait, like clear across the court. So like he processes the game so fast. And even when his shot wasn't going, him getting his teammates involved was like enough to keep them close. And then in the second half, I don't know what clicked, but the shot making is like it just all happened at once. Like it's like he went on like a kill streak or something, and like Call of Duty, like he went crazy.
It was insane because now, in all fairness, like I know we're talking about how much we like him, but one of the things that I think was crazy about some of the shot making is like it just feel like he wasn't really creating much separation against those guys. And it's not like he really needed to, especially at this level. But that is one thing I am kind of wondering about the creation. Like, how much is that going to be a cap on his ceiling? And it may also just be like, I could just need to see more games. That's always a real thing. But going back to just the insanity of some of the shot making, it's like he was, maybe one jab. They were running him off of post ups. And I think just if you watch the post up plays from that game, if we were able to clip them and like post them on the internet, that just kind of shows you like how he kind of operates the game on a different level. And like, it's not like it was advanced, like high level stuff, but it's like he would get a post up and
it was actually like really simple. Like it was very, very simple. But the fact that he was doing it, like I don't think, did you see another guard like really like operate out of the post that effectively the whole weekend?
No, I wouldn't say so. Like even AJ Williams, like I guess if you count him as a kind of a guard, AJ Williams, like
And he's listed as like 6'8".
Yeah.
And it's like he's listed as 6'8". Kingston's bigger than him. I didn't see him, or not Kingston, but King Gibson. He's listed taller than him. We didn't see him operate there. Like he was kind of like the only, and that's kind of like more to speak to what we were talking about, with like him just being like a professional. He looks like a professional basketball player. Like that's things professional guards do. Like especially bigger guards who have that size advantage. And even though he's only like 6'3", his frame is a lot bigger than like someone like Diaz or like any of the guys that were trying to guard him in that game. He has like really broad shoulders. He has really long arms, and he has good vision. So like if you bring the double, he was whipping the pass around. If they didn't double, he had his first move is spinning towards the baseline. If you don't bite, he's going all the way to the rim to finish. I think he did that and got like an and one, like contact late in the game. But if you like kind of like go with him on the spin, he ended up getting called for an offensive foul, but he had a nasty like spin to like one dribble pull up on the baseline. That was like, this kid is just on another level of scoring, because not only did he do that, he was deadly in the pick and roll. And then he didn't need a pick. He would just call ISO and get past whoever was in front of him. And then, like, to me, the most impressive thing about his game, though, for as good of a scorer as he is, the passing was really, really high level, especially out of double teams. It's something that you see if you watch, like, the playoffs currently. Like, every time Shea touches the ball, a double is coming. Every time Ant touches the ball, a double is coming. If you're going to be like this real scorer at the next level, you're going to have to deal with double teams. He kind of already has it. Like, Brandon, you can talk about it a little bit too. Like, he just picked the New York Rens apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's the best way to describe it. One of the plays that jumps out to me, he was getting doubled at the top of the key, and I forgot who it was open in the corner, but it's like, those are just kind of the pro plays that you see in the NBA a lot. It's like, you're getting trapped, you have to find where the safety valve is, and a lot of times that happens in the corner. And I remember another thing I kind of pointed out to you was, like, I think I look at his stat line from the EYBL differently, because I think he's averaging like somewhere around like 4 or 5 assists. Correct me if I'm wrong. But seeing him in person, it's like he could definitely be.
The potential assists are way higher.
Yeah. And I don't want to knock on his teammates, because like, even when you get to higher levels, like, obviously everybody's not going to convert on, the opportunities that you create for him. But it's like, it's the fact that, he sees those windows and he's able to give it to his teammates and get them involved, whether it be a corner three, attacking, and then the defense is rotating, and he just kind of finds, where the rotation is kind of weak, and, he's able to attack that way. He was also trying to throw a lot of lobs from the game, if I remember correctly. And at this level, I feel like really this whole weekend, I just felt like there were a lot of guys who I'm like, I love the idea. I don't know if we're there yet.
If there's like a big, like, right idea, right pass, probably wrong recipient. Even though, I will say this, he converted by far on the most of them that I've seen of any guard. Like, he was the best lob thrower I've seen all weekend. We've waxed poetically about him here for a while. I do want to get into like a couple of knocks. You talked about his separation. I think that's like kind of like while it is a knock, I think it is like a way he draws a lot of fouls too. Like not, I've noticed the second time I mentioned him, they don't necessarily play alike, but like Shea does that sometimes too, where he doesn't create the most space, but like his lack of creating space with his shot making ability like leads to him getting fouled a lot, which Beckham kind of has in spades too. Like, he gets to the line really like a lot. But some of the things I saw that could be potential issues. One is he jump passes like a ton, and like, while he's really good at it, it does lead to like some turnovers. And in general, I just think he's a little turnover prone. Like, at this age, like, not all of them are his fault. Like, what you kind of just mentioned, like, guys drop lobs. There was a few dump off passes I have in my notes here that like he got to the big and the big just like fumbled it out of bounds. But I think like some of it's like him seeing the game too fast and like throwing the pass almost premature. And then some of it is just kind of just like carelessness. Like, he lost the ball a few times. He got just like trying to make like too advanced of a pass, like where there was really no need to. I think there's some of the issues. Also, the way he closes out. His defense is like a mixed bag to me. Like, you didn't really get to see him get attacked a lot. He was active, at least. Like, he's talkative. He makes like the rotations. He gives effort up to a certain extent. But I would say the biggest area of concern on defense is how he closes out. He jumps to close out a lot. And I feel like certain savvier guards at the next level might take advantage of that. You can see he's trying to like avoid people's landing space, but I feel like a good foul baiter could get him in some real trouble. So those are like some things I saw in like the few games. What would you say are like some of the things you were like watching for as he keeps going?
Yeah. I mean, kind of shifting more defensively, I think I did want to see a little bit. I think again it was just like the game I watched, like I kind of just want to see him like get involved a little bit more. But even then, it's like you look at the role that he has for his team, like I can kind of understand, why he's not maybe being like a POA at this level or but even then like,
Mm.
I think he does have some activity. It's like I just want to see a little bit more from him. Um I'll go back to the separation cuz that is something I'm like I think you made a good point about the foul um drawing and how he can kind of use that to his advantage. And I also think some of it too is like if you're somebody who can't like create a ton of space on shots, I'd rather you have like the length to be able to shoot over people, which I'm not necessarily sure that's like what Beckham is going to be at the next level. But I think he also could be a guard who is like he's just strong enough to where he doesn't have to create a whole bunch of space, but he's able to get you off balance just enough to where it's like him having such a small window is kind of all he needs to take advantage of that. Not to say he like can't create space at all, but it's just like I think to kind of look at what was happening with Anderson Diaz, it's like he was creating space, but it's also like they were kind of
He, yeah, he struggled. He really struggled through like he was good in the first half of that game, but like from the second half of that game all the way up until maybe like the second half of their win over the City Rocks, he had a rough weekend finishing plays. Like he would like shake somebody and then like miss the three or miss the mid range step back or get all the way to the lane a bunch and then just like not quite finish. He eventually got it figured out later in the weekend, but like that was a real thing.
yeah, and like I think in a way Beckham kind of has the
Inverse
inverse,
problem.
yeah. So that's all I'd say about that. And then offensively, like I don't really want to repeat the same thing, but like just the turnovers, I think like that can be kind of refined, but at the same time, I think also part of that is why you kind of like him because I'd rather have somebody where it's like you're making so many turnovers or you're making turnovers because you're seeing the game so fast rather than it's like you just can't take care of the ball or you're like
Yeah.
making reads that are just not
I
there
rather
to begin with. Yeah.
yeah. I rather the ability to like make those advanced reads and then like have to like scale back some of the turnovers instead of having a guy who maybe like doesn't turn over as much but like doesn't see those next level reads. Because I think eventually one day once they do get like dialed in, I think he'll just be like a much better playmaker. Like when he learns to take like the single with like especially I think like a lot of it is like really dependent on the time of game too. So like there was especially I think it was like the first game we watched. He threw like a pass that he didn't necessarily have to, and it was like the end of the game. I'm like, I was fine when you did that in the first quarter because it was the first quarter, but like in the fourth quarter, I would rather just see you kind of take the single. The pass ended up still getting there, I think, but like it was like it got tipped or something. It was like something I just noted that like could probably take a few more singles, but I don't know, man. He overall just what a weekend. Like I think the next game he had like 16 and 6. Like was like a very calm game, but like they were down. I want to say to start that game in a blink of eye. He did this a few times this weekend because that happened in the. They started down the first game too. They would be down and like they would come like out of a timeout or something, and he would make like 4 really big plays in a row, and then they get rolling. And the next thing you know, they went from down like 5 or 6 to like up 15 to 20, and the game is just over. Like he was just kind of like a one man run at times, and like I don't know, man. To me, for my money, I still need to do some more on like some of the guards on the other circuits, but like especially with the guys we saw this weekend, he was the best guard by far. To me, he's strongly in consideration for best player.